Welcome back. For many of us, the holiday season is full of indulgences that may give us a little heartburn or add a few extra pounds.
But for some, the consequences can be much more serious. Bellin health cardiologist Dr. Samsetti is here to tell us about herself. She's new to the system, and about Holiday Heart. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start with an introduction of yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Absolutely. So I am an interventional cardiologist, and I come from another health system in Wisconsin. I did all my training in the Big Apple, New York City, but I've been calling Wisconsin home for the past decade. And I'm excited being here in Green Bay. I'm new to Green Bay, but not new to Wisconsin, of course. I joined Bellin because we are planning on expanding our heart valve program. We already offer the catheter-based valve replacements with aortic valves, so patients don't have to travel long distance all the way to Milwaukee. We do it right here at Green Bay, and we are adding to that program to introduce more and become a comprehensive heart valve center.
Nice.
Well, today you wanted to talk a bit of prevention heading
Absolutely.
into our busy season. What exactly is Holiday Heart?
So that's a very good name to put it that way. It basically means that during the holidays, you stress your body a lot more than otherwise. First of all, there is the stress of having to go through the holidays, inviting people home, and then the food seems to be a little bit heavier and more saltier, and the cold weather. It's a combination of all of which that makes it a little bit more stressful on the heart.
And I know some people, too, when they have like maybe a little extra wine or something like that, and they don't normally have a glass or two, that can also contribute to that?
Absolutely. So the extra alcohol can give rise to the rapid heartbeats.
Sure.
You can get into something called atrial fibrillation. The extra salt load puts more stress on the heart, and you could get heart failure, where there's more fluid in your lungs. We do see a rise of admissions to the cardiology unit during the holiday season, and especially when there is snow outside, too.
Sure. And it's
Shoveling.
coming in.
Yeah. So what can people do to stay healthy? We can't avoid shoveling, unfortunately, but give us some tips.
Warm. Keep yourself very warm. Bundle yourself up when you go out. And if you already know that you have a heart condition, try to cover your nose so you breathe the warm air back in rather than breathing the cold air. So the change in temperature of the air that you breathe is what triggers some of the problems.
Of course, eat and drink smart, manage your stress, all these things we know, right?
Absolutely.
We're going to put up a graphic. Let's talk about when we should call 911 and when we should see our primary care provider. Starting with when to call 911. What are those symptoms that need immediate attention?
So immediate attention are things like you are suddenly get shortness of breath that is out of ordinary for you, or you have a lot of heaviness, pressure in your chest that does not go away after you pop a nitro or two, and it lasts for 10-15 minutes, then you have to press the buzzer, call the 911. Or if you have a very fast heartbeat and feels like it's not going away.
Okay.
If it lasts for like a second or under a minute, it's okay to call your primary care provider.
Okay.
But if it's going to stay on, you're going to call 911.
We also do have some times, though, that we want to refer to our primary care provider. Let's briefly touch on those as well.
Yes. So chest pains are not all made the same. Every chest pain is a bit different. If it's short-lived, coming, goes away, and does not stay on for too long, that's some kind where you could call on your primary care provider. Heartburns are some of the symptoms, which can be very confusing with heart attacks. But if you have a history of one or the other, it would sway you to know whom you're going to call for that reason.
Well, welcome to Green Bay. I guess we know someone who will be working Christmas with Holiday Heart all around. But if you have any questions or you'd like to find a primary care provider, you can call Bellin's 24-hour nursing hotline, 445-7373.
Thanks, Dr. Setti.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.